Hey guys, I wanted to make the video that was requested on how to check people in Walla and really just a general Walla overview. So when you're first coming into the computer, it's most of the time already going to be in the classes that you're looking for. But to start from scratch, if you go to the side menu right here, there's the dashboard, which shows you just a general overview of the day and some stats there. When you're looking for a specific class, you're going to want to go to class schedule. Scroll down, it'll show you the classes of the day, and you can just click on the class. We'll go to Satori, for example, and it'll show you who's already booked for the class. So these are people that have booked online or through their Walla app, and they'll be checked in here. To check them in for class, you're just going to click on this little dot right here, and it'll check them in and keep it. You can uncheck it if you accidentally check somebody there. Make sure that you're checking people in so that their counts are right. But to go over a couple different things that are going to be like booking people for the classes, there's two different search places right here. There's a search up here that says find a contact. This is going to help you find people and their profiles, and it'll go directly to their profile. If you're looking to just add somebody to the class, you're gonna wanna use this search bar here that says add a client to the class, and you're gonna search them in here. So when searching for them in the system, you're definitely gonna wanna ask them their first and last name. We've had some hiccups in the past where people aren't getting their check-ins, or there was an incident where somebody had a pass on their account and they emailed me that they weren't supposed to have it on the account. So I'm thinking that was a bit of a name mix up because somebody else came in saying that they didn't have their pass. So make sure you're asking for first and last name. It's really important to people to get their milestones. And we just want to make sure that nobody's getting any passes on their account that they don't need. Now, when you're booking people in here, there's a couple different plans that you're going to be seeing when you come in here. So for example, Heidi, she has a membership that's going to come up like this. It shows monthly auto renewal. If it ever comes up like this doesn't necessarily mean they don't have a plan. It's either you'll see it right here like monthly auto renewal, or our other passes like the month to month, the yearly. Sometimes it'll pull this up and you just have to actually accept that one and then add them to the class. But normally, if it's behaving itself, you can see like with one of our people, if I'm putting Kim in here, she has the trade membership just like all of you guys have, and when you add it, it's just going to automatically put her in the class and book it. She's already in there. So if that doesn't happen and you have to select it, just make sure that you're seeing that they have a pass, because we have had some confusion on thinking they don't have a pass, but they actually do. And you can also just cancel their class right there and make sure that they're not in the class. But just to go over the types of passes we have as well, we have the month to month and monthly and yearly that'll show up just like I showed you. But we also have class pass members that come through. They will typically be already checked into class. Let's see if I can find some examples of somebody that's already came in that you can see right here. So they are usually checked in for class already. They should have been able to do it on their app. There's not really a way that we can add them to classes on our side. So if happens to be the situation where they miss the booking window or they just show up last minute, I'm trying to find a workaround about that I'll update you guys about. But for now, they should all just be already booked and you won't have to worry about that. And the other pass that we have is Groupon, which is manually done. So when it comes to a Groupon, if you were wanting to add something to a plan to their account, let's say somebody's just came in and they don't have a profile and they want to do the Groupon, what you're going to do is have them scan the QR code that's at the front desk that says new member sign up. That is going to help them create their profile on Walla and make sure that they don't, buy anything on there if they have a Groupon, because we have to manually add that in. So for example, if we look up somebody that doesn't have a pass, let's see here. Let's just type in a name. Okay, so if we had Abby Lee, she doesn't have a pass yet. If she was doing the Groupon, you would initially have her set up her profile, and from here, you'd add her pass. So there's two different options here that when it comes to adding a pass. You can use the plan and add a pass here, which is usually buy a new plan right here. And you'd search it up and it'd show you all of the plans that we have. We have the 10 class pack, 1 year, the 2 weeks unlimited. We do have a couple event 1 free month out there, but I've already done those manually, so you don't have to do anything like that yourself. We have the Groupons that you just add here. You'd add one of those to the account depending on which one they have, the 5-pack or the monthly, and make sure to redeem it on their phone so that we can get paid for that. Don't worry about this price match one unless somebody comes directly into us and says to us that they don't want to go through Groupon and they want to come to us specifically. I set those up because I just had one person reach out to me to do that, and I just price matched for her so she could just come directly to us. We have our military and our monthly auto renewal. The monthly auto renewal is with a 12-month commitment. The month-to-month has no commitment. It's a little bit more expensive. And we have a couple other ones like the Rickion had some coupons that went out that was like a month for free. We'll still honor those. We have a student as well, student monthly, as well as the trade unlimited that all of you guys are on. You're just gonna pick one of those. For Groupon, it would just be click one of these two, the Groupon exclusives, add it to it, accept their Groupon on their phone, and they should be all set up from there to be able to book online, and it'll just be their first time that they have to set up their profile and manually add that on there. So after that, you won't have to worry about anything from there. And when it comes to the actual system, I know that some of you have had some issues with adding people to classes when it comes to this keyboard, and not when you're coming in here and you're like typing in the name and you're wanting to select somebody. It's kind of being finicky and it won't like let you tap it sometimes. That one was pretty easy, but if that happens, you can just use the tap screen. So when you're in here and you're adding a new client, if it's giving you a hard time with the trace pad, you can just come in here and manually grab them with your finger, because remember, it's still an iPad that you can touch the screen, and continue on from there. But I am getting a mouse as well so that we can have one here and you can just use it instead of having to manually touch the screen. And you can also still use this. Just know that sometimes it is a little finicky when you're like actually selecting a student. Sometimes it doesn't want you to use the trace pad to click on it. Just manually click it with your finger and that should be enough. When you're checking in for a class and you're looking at the people that are signing up, there is a couple things that you want to pay attention to. The main thing you want to pay attention to is who are our new people. If you're seeing like a class pass person, make sure that they know where they're going and show them, the cubbies, the bathrooms, the dressing rooms, point them in those directions, and just give them a little bit of a rundown of the studio room, of what way to face, and where you'll be standing as the teacher. They should know what's going on by the third visit, but I would definitely check in with them, especially with class pass people, so that we know that they're knowing exactly where to go and what to do. The main thing that you're wanting to look at is like 2 weeks people. We want to make sure that they're feeling welcomed and answering any questions they have. Try to interact with them the best ways they can so that they do want to come back. We've had a lot of new people coming in, so I want to make sure that they're getting taken care of and that we're being as friendly as possible. So with that being said, another note that I want to pay attention to is their class count. So Chris is almost to his 90. If he comes into class and you're like, oh my gosh, he's going to hit his 90, you would be giving him his band at the beginning of class like you guys normally would. And going into his profile, so if you actually clicked his name from here, you can go to view profile by his name at the top, and when you scroll down on the left side, there's 2 sections for note. There's check-in notes and additional notes. When it comes to milestones, in the check-in notes, you'll click edit and add the class count and what date you added that in there so we know and can keep track of the milestones that people have. This one will show up right at the beginning of like the check-in. So when you're looking here, it'll actually show up right here in the alerts or notes that'll tell you when they had their milestone. So we're not, you know, giving people double milestones and just keeping track of that way. The other thing that I wanted to show you is if they're wanting to purchase something like a water bottle or a mat rental and essential oils, anything like that, you'd be going into their profile again, and you can choose actions on this side. Oh, I'll show you that again. Actions right here. It comes with a bunch of different options right here, but you're gonna wanna go to buy products, continue, and it'll pull up this register right here that you can look up all of the items we have. Everything should be in here, so but if something's not in here, just let me know. Sometimes it doesn't show you like all of the things here. Like we have mat towels, but it doesn't look like they're showing up right off the bat. So if I was to search up like towel, I think it'll come up. Nope, actually, I'm wondering why those aren't showing up because I did add those. I'll make sure to add the mat towels in there because that should be able to be searched in there. Everything else should be in here. If there's a water bottle or anything like that, you just select it. And it's actually there's an easy way to do it because if you're adding this to their account, normally they'll have a card on file and you won't even have to mess around with the terminal or entering a card or anything like that. Right now, our terminal isn't something that I would pay attention to. I would just be using the card on file, and it's pretty easy. You just click on it, go through the system itself, buy it right there. So that should be something easy to do. With people's cards on file, it's always pretty easy to manage that. So cool. There's also some details in here that you'll be able to see, like how many visits they've had in the last 30 days, their last visit. You can keep any notes or anything in here. And if you guys have any other specific questions, let me know so that we can get this worked out in a way that works for everybody. So hopefully this video is helpful.